joined out in the field with North American Technical Asset Lead for Fungicides, Eric Tedford. And we have just come back out of the field where we've noticed a few of dramatic differences in the treated versus the untreated. Eric has two randomly picked samples from the untreated, and I have two that have been treated with Quilt Xcel at that early timing, that V4 to V8 timing. And we'll be removing the husks, looking at the ear differences. We'll be cutting the base of the stalks to look for that stalk integrity. And one thing we've already noticed while we were out in the field, again, this field was hit by 85-mile-per-hour winds about a month ago. And what you can see is very clean, good standing rows in the treated. And we'll move over and show you the untreated here in a little bit, where you can see a dramatic difference in the harvestability and what we're seeing from lodging effects. So with that, let's remove the husk and see what we have. Well, Eric, we are definitely seeing some differences.
Yeah, I'd have to say that this corn actually looks pretty good under the conditions of the corn we've seen in the last couple days. But there are differences here. I've got the untreated cobs. Andrew's got the Quilt Xcel treated cobs, and you can see that clearly there is a difference in the fill and in the length of the cobs. And I'm certain that this will translate into the yield when they take this to yield at the end. We'll see what that comes out. Let's also take a look to see what it's done to the stalks, Andrew. So as Andrew was talking about the differences in girth and stock integrity, you can see it quite clearly here in the Quilt Xcel treated versus the untreated. Hopefully you can see that there's a lot of granularity in the pith here. You can see there's a bigger girth in the treated versus the untreated, as Andrew mentioned earlier. But also you can see that the integrity is compromised in the untreated. I think you can see a little granularity there. And that's because essentially as the corn develops, the corn ear is a nutrient sink and it needs energy. And if the plant is photosynthetically compromised due to disease, it will actually it'll digest the starches within the stalk to help feed that developing ear. And it becomes very fragile. Therefore, we get lodging. Andrew, let's go take a look at the lodging in the field. Well, here we are at the untreated plot, and I think you can clearly see that there's a significant amount of lodging in here. What do you have to say about this, Andrew?
Yeah, it's not hard to see. Farmer in the untreated check here definitely has money laying on the ground. It's going to be an interesting harvest for him, and probably going to see a bit more volunteer corn and soybeans next year as well. This really goes a long ways, Eric, into showing us why growers are talking to us more and more about the importance of harvestability and the stalk integrity that they're seeing from their Quilt Xcel early applications, that V4 to V8 timing. So if you haven't taken a look at Quilt Xcel early on your corn crop, please split a field next year and pay special note to the crop enhancement benefits on your farm. Thank you.